Hello, I'm PS3 and welcome back to the top 5 videos. Today we're going through the top 5 improvements you can make to your Minecraft NPC village. This is a series I saw on Z1 and Only's channel, and it's something I've been speaking about for the longest time in various videos about how making a village better is one of the best projects you can do in Minecraft. So I figured, why not show you, this is the same downloaded world from that series, why not show you some of the best improvements you can make to the video in top 5 format. And that's exactly what I'm doing with today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. You can like the video if you do, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do like seeing these sorts of videos. But with that said, let's get straight into the 5th best improvement you can make to a Minecraft village, which has to be this border you're seeing around the outside already, because right now I'm outside the village. If I went through this fence gate, I would be inside it. I think that separation between inside and outside is really important for a whole bunch of reasons, and let me show you why by showing you this village right here, which doesn't have a border. As you can see, it just kind of unnaturally blends into the rest of the world. The super flat world, it's like, it's just like plains and then random buildings and then plains again. It's not really, very well distinguished, and it's just this weird, thing to have it placed in the middle of nowhere. It makes it very unnatural, and it makes it not too great to see. However, if you make a border, which in this case is really simple, all it is a bunch of trees placed around the outside and then a cobblestone wall with fence on top of it. By just having this simple thing around the outside, which is very easy to do in Survivor, by the way, by having this done like this, you have a clear distinction between the village and the rest of the world. It has like clearly defined boundaries, but as well as having it like that, you make it safer because zombies can't get in quite as easily if you light up the inside of it, and you also make it just look a massive amount better, because when you're inside it, you feel like you're inside the village, and it just has that extra layer of making the village feel like it's been improved. So the easiest and perhaps one of the best improvements you can make to your Minecraft village is to place some walls around the outside and make clearly defined boundaries so that you can go in and out as you please and actually make it feel like you're doing something. Also, there's a bunch of ways you can do your outside fence. I'd recommend having a block on the outside so you can climb over and see the fence if you want to, but something, with some amount of transparency is good. You could even use glass if you really wanted to. So yeah, that is the 5th best suggestion / improvement you can make to a Minecraft village. The 4th best improvement I would say is probably this farm right here. I really love this because it's so simple. It's just the concept of taking your farm, placing some fences above all of them, and then having this kind of top to it. Again, it feels, it looks a lot better in my opinion. You can then actually add, if you want to, add some like, leaves on top of it, which I think makes it look even more natural. But regardless of how you do this, it does make the, the farms just look significantly better. And the other thing I liked about this, again, I don't like it for functionality. If you're harvesting crops from it, this is a bad idea. But if you want to make the village, planters look much better and look like a real garden, I'd recommend mixing them up like has been done here by Z1 and Only. So as you can see, there's wheat, then there's beetroot, then there's potato. The mix-up makes it terrible if you want to farm over and over again, but if you want to leave it there, have them fully harvested, and just like leave them there like that, like I said, then it's really great to do it this way because the crops make up, and it just, again, it's much more beautiful to look at than it would be to look at like, oh yeah, that's just all wheat, that's all beetroot, and I do much prefer it, and I would totally recommend mixing up your crops for visual purpose if you want to do it that way. So yeah, mix up the crops, throw this on top, maybe throw on some leaves if you want to be extra fancy, and you got yourself a recipe for a pretty nice little planter. I mean, this one's been destroyed a little bit, but you can see the other one is a really nice mix, and that's why it's my 4th favorite change you can make to a village, because it's so simple, but it really does just improve the atmosphere just that little bit, in my opinion. So the 3rd best change you can make to a village, in my opinion, is to build yourself an inn. So in this case, it's just called the bed house, I think, but as you can see, this really looks like a super old school, Minecraft, super school, like old school village or something, where there was just one old inn where you could stay for 20 gold pieces or something like that. It really feels like that in some way, the way the sign is attached, but also the house in general. This is a regular Minecraft house that looks something like that, but it's been improved with this roof. It's been improved with just a few, alterations around the side to make it have some texture, and it just looks significantly better, and it feels like a real inn that you can go in to sleep. So yeah, it's only got one bed. It's a pretty small inn. I don't think they make much money, but still, the fact that this does exist like this is pretty darn cool. And also, look at the usage space right here. There's 3 chests stored up there, so you can have some goodies stored in here, as well as doing all the other stuff, and your end chest, your crafting table. It's just again, it's a really good use of space, and it's also a good way to have like one building separated for you as opposed to be for the villagers. I quite like that, and it's something that I would recommend doing to your Minecraft village if you intend to stay there while you do it up. Again, if it's a big project you're going to be working on for some number of Minecraft hours or days or something, you want to at least, like have a place to sleep that's for you and not for those villagers who are, they're freeloaders resting on the back of your work while they stand in the farms all day doing literally nothing. I'm just saying, not a good idea compared to having your own house. So the 2nd best improvement you can make to a village, in my opinion, although I love the blacksmith right here because he's replaced the stone slabs with an anvil because it's meant to be an anvil clearly. But yeah, basically the 2nd best change is probably to the church. Again, this is one that's mostly a visual thing because the church always, it never blends in with the rest of the village in Minecraft, but by having a simple roof on this bit here, I think it makes it blend in a lot better while still being a unique building. Again, look at the way this blends in with the house behind it. Like, again, they look like they're in the same village, whereas if you look over here, the church here, just, it's just this random, right angle building that's like at 90 degrees. What is going on there? I can't tell you for certain. It's not a very well designed, like, look at everything about this is like slightly ugly. So instead, this has been made to look a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more churchy, because it's had some, you know, like texture added, it's had these fences, the lighting added, it's had just a few changes to the outside to make it feel like a real church, as opposed to being this weird Minecraft build that doesn't really make too much sense. And the other thing about it that's great is it is a nether portal room. So it's got two buttons, one is for a water bucket, one is for a flint and steel if I'm not mistaken, and you can use those to turn off the portal or to turn it on at will. Why would you want to turn off your portal? To stop endermen walking through it. That's a thing you might want, to stop, you know, anything from the other side coming through by accident. And in reality, yeah, it's just one of those things where if you want to make sure nothing comes through, you know, make your portal safer, then having something like this to have the on-off portal system is something that will make your village just that little bit more useful. And as long as your villagers don't walk through, which is a real risk by the way, you should do pretty good with that. So the second best change is this, as you can see. It's just, again, I really love the way this is laid out. It also has one of those old-timey signs to say Nether portal, but you could easily say church and have your enchantment table in there. You could do anything you wanted with it, but the cool thing is that if you just make it, ooh, that's a weird noise. The cool thing is that if you just, like, you know, add a few changes to it, you can do anything you want with it, and it makes a great little building. So let's move on to the best change you can make to a village, in my opinion. You know, I looked around the whole village, and I enjoyed lots of the changes I saw. There's a bunch of stuff like, oh, look at the door on that house, that looks fancy. Look at everything around it. It's all a little bit fancier than you might expect, but my favorite change out of all of them was probably the most horrific one, if this was a real village, because it is the trades room. So way back here in the other entrance, again, there's another entrance back here, proving the point of the fence again, but my favorite room is the trading room, because there is this very different house. Like it looks mostly like it's blending. Oh, another noise. It looks mostly like it's blending in. But for the most part, it's, you know, like actually a trading room, which you can use to get the exact trades you want at the time you really want to. So here you can see there is 4 separate labels on the wall. There is the nitwit, obviously not a thing on console just yet, because this was built on the PC, in case you're curious. There is the librarian, there is the farmer, and there is the cleric. And if you want to get trades from any of those 4 people, but you can't find them in the village because they're all going loose, then what you can use is, again, this very horrific system where you press the lever, and there is the villager you need. So they sit in there all day. I think you know, they're going to starve to death eventually, but it's fine, because for the now, if you want to get some rotten flesh and you're just not sure how, then good news, you keep your emeralds here, you keep your villagers here, and you trade for the stuff you want when you want it. For some reason, oh, it's the other way around. It's 36 emerald. Okay, you know what? Let's try another trade over here. So if I wanted to get, say, some bread and there was no other way to get it, then I could trade in this villager over and over again until he gives it to me. So yeah, we can do the same with our librarian and so on and so forth to get all the trades we want, such as an enchanted book. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I think having a room like this in a village it's a little horrifying to think about. You know, maybe don't do it in any real life situations you have, but if you want to get good trades, if you want to have your best stuff all in a place where you can guarantee you'll come back to it, the whole idea of like having a piston to hide your villagers and bring them back again, it's interesting, and it makes me want to do it just a little bit, and hopefully something in this video has made you want to do it just a little bit too. If it has, I'd very much appreciate a like on the video, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do like this sort of thing, because yeah, the video is somewhere near the other half of it, so I hope you did enjoy the video. Hopefully this inspired you in some way. Hopefully something is something, and I'm going to stop saying the word hopefully anyway. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, a reminder, this was actually a part of the series done by Z1 Gaming. If you want to see like step-by-step builds for any of them, you can check them out at his channel, which is probably in the description, I imagine. And yeah, I totally recommend doing that if you want to see more about just these. But for now, this has been 5 ways to improve the village. I hope you all enjoyed it, because I'll see you in the next one. Bye!